Never let anybody see you sweat.
So I was born in New York City, and I lived there until I was 8 years old. I realized that I was a much better talker than I was a listener. I don't know what to say, I just don't like what you're saying.
Sorry, Your Honor.
I ended up going to law school at Georgetown, and I was a prosecutor for Janet Reno. I loved it because it was so raw. Were you cheating on her?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
All rise.
Our show will be a mixture of education, I think you're misreading the law a little bit, and entertainment. My main goal is justice and the law. That's been my legacy, and the legacy I hope to continue into the future with the show.
Camille Norton claims a fellow teacher stole her Christmas pageant idea and cost her students the prize money and class field trip. Tiffany Green says her kindergartners put on a great show and won fair and square.
Okay, Ms. Norton, you are suing your fellow teacher, Ms. Green, for $400 for winning a Christmas pageant contest that you feel you should have won.
Correct. My name is Camille Norton. I have worked at the Misty Park Elementary School in Austin, Texas for the past 8 years. Tiffany is my coworker for the past 5, and every year the school does something very exciting. It's the highlight of my year, where we put together a Christmas show with the children, and we compete for $400 worth of school supplies, as well as a field trip of the children's choice, and of course bragging rights among the teachers. This year, my coworker Tiffany stole the idea, which I have evidence for, robbing my children of the supply prize money as well as an opportunity to go on a field trip. But she's already had that.
What makes you say that she stole your idea?
Basically, Tiffany and I have a kind of torrid relationship. We don't get along very well, so there's motivation there. I think she feels a little jealous that out of the 5 years that she has worked here, I have won first place with my children 5 years in a row.
You take this stuff very seriously. Go ahead. You have a torrid relationship. What's that mean?
Yeah, I would say
one-sided,
it's
torrid, one-sided.
Well, it's hot and
hold
cold.
on. It'll be your turn in a moment. Go ahead.
We act cordially with each other because we both are professionals, and we want to put on a good face in front of the children, but I do think our
What grade
styles...
are the kids in?
I'm sorry?
What do you teach? What year?
Kindergarten.
And you also teach kindergarten?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes.
go on.
Our styles of teaching and our personalities are quite different. She is how I would describe unruly. Her children are rowdy. There's no rules that they abide by in the classroom. When my children are trying to nap, we share a wall, and I can hear them on the other side. It disrupts my classroom's peace and my class's ability to focus.
Why doesn't the school have if napping is involved and it's a thing, then why doesn't the school have a nap time that everybody respects?
They do.
Oh, I see. So
Yes.
you're saying that she just doesn't enforce nap time.
Correct.
I got it. Okay,
Yes.
so go on.
There's a lot of friction between the ways that we operate in our classrooms, and we do, however, get put in the same position a lot where we are working together. On a certain day, months leading up to the Christmas pageant, I was in her classroom, and we were discussing the book fair, which we had been assigned to work on together. I brought my school binder, which I have brought today as evidence. I know you have pictures, but I also brought the physical.
Let me see the binder. Okay, you brought your school binder and?
Yes, which you can see on the front has the Winter Wonderland Christmas special. The theme for this year was Who Helped Save Christmas?
So wait, when you say the theme, they tell you guys that's the theme. Who helped save Christmas?
Correct, yes.
Okay, and every year they give you a theme?
Yes, a new
Okay.
theme every year.
Okay, so go ahead.
So during our conference between Tiffany and I, just the two of us, I went to her classroom, took my binder because I was, going to do some work over lunch with prepping for the Christmas show. We were discussing the book fair, and then suddenly I got called out of the classroom. I was notified by the principal that one of my students had fallen during recess and got sent to the nurse to receive aid, and my children are my top priority, so I left in a hurry and accidentally...
You left your binder behind?
I
the
left
top
my
secret binder of the okay.
Yes.
And then what happened?
Well, I did not realize until after lunch because I had to deal with the whole student ordeal and there was no time for me to break away from my class to go get it. So I went to the room at the end of the day to collect my binder from Tiffany, and you can see inside the binder the pages are ruffled. She snooped and absolutely went through my Christmas show plan.
Right, but ruffling happens if the thing drops. It doesn't happen if someone's, like I could snoop through this and memorize it and I wouldn't necessarily ruffle it. So what makes you think that that's evidence that she read it?
Well, if you knew Tiffany, you'd know that she has tendencies.
Tendencies?
To just, I'm very organized. I like to stay pristine. Everything's in order. And you can see how they are crumpled and disheveled.
When you got it back, you immediately noticed that it was ruffled?
I did. I clocked it, and I thought it was kind of funny, but I didn't want to assume that...
You didn't want to make a big deal?
I didn't. I didn't at the time. I did not at the time. But comes to find out...
You do now, though.
I do. Absolutely, yes.
Coming up on Justice for the People.
So there's nowhere where you said that, but as it turns out, both of your classes did that. Oompa, oompa, oompa. You're right?
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much choreography you can teach a 5-year-old.
If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Emmy-nominated Justice for the People with Judge Milian. We're back with the case of Camille Norton, who is fighting with Tiffany Green over a Christmas pageant win.
And then what happens?
Well, I was trying to be cordial throughout the whole process. During, again, that 2-month period leading up to the show on December 11th, Tiffany would make snide remarks and snarky jokes around me. In the teacher's lounge, I remember specifically one day I came in for coffee in the morning. She was talking to other teachers. She spotted me coming in and she said, God, I wonder what people are going to do for the Christmas pageant this year. I hope it's not elves because that would be entirely cliche. And that was my theme for this year. I was choosing that elves were the ones that help save Christmas.
I mean, isn't elves saving Christmas kind of like the odds are pretty good somebody's going to come up with that?
I mean...
Right? So you felt that that was like a jab at you?
Yes.
Anything else?
I mean, just remarks in the hallway, like you're going down this year, friendly banter.
Yeah. Would that happen in other years?
There's a pattern of it. It got kind of competitive in the last 2 years, I would say.
Okay. It's the night of the big, what do we call it here? Pageant? What do we call it?
Winter Wonderland.
Winter Wonderland.
Yeah.
It's a night, it's Winter Wonderland night. And your kids do their show, and her kids do her show. Who wins? She does. Clearly, that's why you're here.
Yes.
So now tell me what her show was that makes you think that she stole your intellectual property.
Right. Okay, well, as evidenced in Exhibit C, I did go home immediately after I'd made a handwritten list notating the similarities between the shows. It is unfortunate that Tiffany's class did perform right before mine. I do believe that if my class had performed first, due to the similarities, we would have received more praise.
Why would the judges be that silly that they would take into account who clapped harder or who performed first?
Well, I think
same Christmas sweaters. That's what you wrote.
Yes, correct.
Right.
They were same.
Were there any other classes doing Winter Wonderland? And didn't they all have Christmas sweaters?
Yes, there was another class, but they don't put in the same...
What else besides a Christmas sweater would the kid wear? Just everybody dresses in red or everybody dresses in green? I mean, there aren't a lot of options. What are they going to do?
Right. But the design, the ornamentation on the sweaters was a similar beading. Some of it was the same exact
but she doesn't go out and
shirt.
buy the sweaters, the parents do. So what do you think happened? That she told parents go out and buy a sweater that looks a lot like this that I have in my head?
It was the color coordination, and in my binder, you can see that there is a depiction of the idea that I had for the costumes for the show, for the sweaters.
Yes.
That she, when she saw my binder, took note of.
Right, so tell me, let's talk about the sweaters themselves.
Yeah.
Tell me where that is in your binder.
Okay, it's on page 2.
Okay.
It is at the bottom of the page under scene 5, where it has written the final song.
Simple bow and okay. So where is there is about the sweaters? I don't see that.
Oh, there's pictures denoted at the bottom.
Right.
The pictures are conceptualizing the sweaters, but then you can also see on the date of.
Which shows many children in Christmas sweaters, two classes. Who'da thunk? Okay. Can I ask you, when was the first time that you got accused of being a thief and stealing her intellectual property?
She sent me a very disrespectful email on December 13th accusing me of stealing.
The next day, she sends you a disrespectful email saying what?
We have it listed in Exhibit B.
Ms. Green.
Yes.
Do you always call each other by your last names? Or was she?
I'm more of a Camille Tiffany person. She prefers the...
In a formal setting.
Was anybody talking to you?
Sorry.
All right. I can't help but notice the show that your class performed for our Winter Wonderland show competition was nearly identical to mine. How else was it identical besides everybody wore sweaters?
Well,
Christmas
at the end of the show, we do have a final ensemble number, which normally someone just does an outro. This year, I had it.
Someone just does a what?
Just an outro, just a thank you for coming,
Okay.
Merry Christmas.
How
And
long does each side have? I want to know how long these parents have to sit through this. How long does each side have to do their little skit?
They are 20 to 25 minutes.
Oh, good God! And how many classes do it?
3.
Okay. All right. So go on.
So at the end, I decided this year to have a big ensemble number with levels where the children were up, half were up and down and switched. And you can see in the show performance that that was also depicted that way.
Okay. What do you mean by that?
I would have every other student, if they were in red or green, alternating, leveled down so they'd bend on their knee.
So they'd bend their knees and then
Yes,
come up.
exactly.
Okay. Where does it say that people are doing this? You know, this child bends a knee, then that child bends a knee, and non-synchrony.
I mean, it would feel just by my testimony that if
So there's nowhere where you said that, but as it turns out, both of your classes did that. Oompa, oompa, oompa. You're right?
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much choreography you can teach a 5-year-old, so it is a lot of bending and clapping and shaking of the hands, which Camille seems to think she invented.
Was there anything else that was similar? Did her class sing Christmas songs?
Coming up.
Handled your binder. You left your binder behind, and she gave it to you when you came by.
Well, she opened it. She claims that it was opened when I came back in, and it was not. I did not
when you
leave
came
it
back into the
open.
class, was the binder open or was it closed?
It was opened.
You're watching Emmy-nominated Justice for the People with Judge Milian. We're back with the case of Camille Norton, who is fighting with Tiffany Green over a Christmas pageant win.
You get an email from her, and it reads as follows. Ms. Green, I can't help notice the show that your class performed for our Winter Wonderland show competition was nearly identical to mine. I also find it extremely ironic that your class won the show after I left my school binder in your classroom that had everything for my show. I believe that it's only fair that you return to me the prize money that you received for the competition. It's best that you fess up and own the fact that you stole my show idea. I would hate for this to progress further.
Yes, that was the email I received.
So
on that
what'd you do or say?
My response is in an Exhibit B as well, but I just assured her that I had no...
I would like to assure you that under no circumstances have I stolen or copied your Winter Wonderland show. The entirety of my class performance was completely original ideas that were voted on by my students. We put in many hours of energy and effort, just as your class did, and we deserved to win the competition. I did not go through your school binder, nor did I care to in the first place. With that said, I will not be giving you any of the prize money. So did you bring it up to the principal?
I did. I did reach out to the principal.
Yeah,
I say
okay.
and I have evidence that she has taken my binder, and she has confirmed that she also handled my binder. And
Handled your binder? You left your binder behind, and she gave it to you when you came by.
Well, she opened it. She claims that it was opened when I came back in, and it was not. I did not
when you
leave
came
it
back into the
open.
class, was the binder open or was it closed?
It was opened.
It was opened, okay. And then did you say, why is my binder open? Because you're the kind of person who would.
I asked, not to that decibel, but yes, I did. I did say, why is my binder
That's all right. That's a fair
open?
comment.
Coming up.
So then, since they didn't do anything, you decided to come to court.
Yes, Your Honor, I did, because my students matter the most to me,
Okay.
and I want to do right by them.
You're watching Emmy-nominated Justice for the People with Judge Milian. We're back with the case of Camille Norton, who is fighting with Tiffany Green over a Christmas pageant win.
Hello, Principal Braxton. Oh, on Saturday also. Stolen show winter. I would like to bring to your attention that our annual winter, you don't like losing, do you? Our Winter Wonderland Kindergarten Christmas Show. I believe that Tiffany Green stole my original idea for my class's Christmas show. I have proof to believe this because one day during lunch, I accidentally left my binder in her classroom that contained my concept. And Ms. Green did not return the binder to the end of that day with papers shuffled through. Hold on. You told me that you didn't have time to go pick it up until the end of the day.
Correct.
Oh, well, that's not what you tell Principal Braxton.
Well,
you're saying, and she did not return it until the end of the day, like it's her fault that it's coming to you at the end of the day.
Well, I just mean by that she had
Furthermore,
plenty of
during the
time.
show, I noticed and took note that Miss Green's class performance was nearly copy and paste to mine. This is proof she stole my concept and idea that I worked really hard to build. My class deserves the prizes, not hers! Exclamation point. Oh, God. I would appreciate any further correspondence and investigation regarding her offenses. To which, a few hours later, he responds, Ms. Norton, he emails you at 2:31. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. Please know that I've spoken to Ms. Green about this matter and have come to the conclusion that there was no proof that Ms. Green deliberately stole your class's show. I suggest any further discussion and resolution should be between you and Ms. Green separately. All the best. So then, since they didn't do anything, you decided to come to court.
Yes, Your Honor, I did because my students matter the most to me.
Okay.
And I want to do right by them because they are learning from this example.
I need you to listen to what I'm going to tell you.
Judge Milian's verdict when Justice for the People returns. You're watching Emmy-nominated Justice for the People with Judge Milian.
I don't doubt for 1 second that your students matter the most to you. And I don't doubt that you feel this in every fiber of your body, that your incredibly unique idea of a finale and elves and Christmas sweaters was stolen by her. But now I need you to listen to what I am going to say. I need you to take a reality check, all right? Because this is a kid's show. You didn't win, she won, and you don't have any evidence that she stole your idea. But even if you did feel it in your bones, you not only accuse her, then you take it to the principal, and then you file a lawsuit? Is that the example you want to set for those precious children that you love so much? I'm going to answer that one for you. It's not, okay? This is silly. It is completely silly for you to essentially try to cheat her students of their field trip when they worked so hard. It's nonsense. This doesn't belong in a court of law. It doesn't even belong on the principal's desk. It doesn't belong on a Saturday email to her. For goodness sake, verdict for the defendant.
All rise.
Judge Milian has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim is denied.
Any last remarks for each other?
That went exactly as I thought it would.
I just hope you don't spend the supply money on a pizza party.
This has been a production of Allen Media Group.